Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Thank you so much for being here, for all of your feedbacks, your comments, concerns, your subscriptions, your following, your engagement. We are so grateful over here. On that note, if you are loving the show, please rate 5 stars anywhere you get podcasts, on Spotify, Apple, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us at coffee.meets.vodka on Instagram and TikTok. We still have hats available, so you guys get them before BravoCon because, you know, probably going to be using them as PR or something of that nature when BravoCon comes. So it's in 3 months, well, two and a half months. I'm so overwhelmed. I was actually talking about it this weekend with one of my clients, and I'm excited, but I am like more scared and overwhelmed than anything. I'm overwhelmed by the crowd. Like I'm nervous that I'm going to be tired and I'm going to get like energy fatigue because there's going to be so much going on. I'm going to have FOMO. I'm going to be here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to have to be on. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm not as extroverted as you guys thought. Anywho, dogs are people too. Also, it was Roscoe's birthday party this weekend. Let me tell you about it. We had the cutest little 6th birthday at Doggy Express. It's a local women-owned business in Garden Oaks, and which is an area of Houston. If you know, you know. And you guys, I have to say, I'm so obsessed. They have this thing called, or like happy hour first Thursday of every month, or is it the third Thursday of every month? Now I've messed it up. First Thursday of every month. So I'm definitely going to be going. September's coming up, so I'm going to be going there. But it's like a happy hour and you bring your dogs. You guys, it is the cutest fucking thing. It's a bakery. They're in Buc-ee's, which is amazing. Support local, shop local. And yeah, it's basically like literally a dog party space for your dogs. We had 6 little dogs. I'll hopefully insert a picture because they were so fucking cute. They were all the same size, kind of around the same ages. I think 3 to 6. I think Roscoe might actually be the oldest one. So they all got along. Roscoe's friends were there from his sleepover when I was in London. And then he met 3 new ones, and everybody just had like so much fun running around. He totally knew that it was for him, which I think is so crazy. I also just know like Penny would have had so much fun like celebrating her brother and running around with all the big dogs. And yeah, I haven't really grieved because I am still talking about her in the present. So that's interesting, but we're working through it still. And yeah, I really love that place. It's called Doggy Express, and you guys should book your dog birthdays there because it's nice for people who like don't have yards or like places to like host dogs. So I think it's great. The pricing was great. I bought a cake too. So we had a little peanut butter cake, and gosh, they just had so much fun. We sang Roscoe happy birthday, and he like sat down and was like me, and then he got shy because he's my little introvert, and I love that. We really like, all of us are helicopter moms, so like we really can't stop talking about it because we're so proud of our children. I love that. Oh, also, you know how I've been saying I'm kind of like in a bad mood, or I have something that crawled up my ass and like died and clung on, some bad energy or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm like really over being a negative Nancy. Like I need to go get my chakras aligned and like, you know, let's book a meeting with my Reiki. I fucking reach out to my Reiki. Granted, it has been 2 years, but he changed his number. So now I don't have a Reiki in Houston. I'm sure that I could go to the website and, you know, book there. I think they're still in business and stuff because I told my friend, which is so funny because I told my friend who gave me his number originally, and we're both texting this random number. Like, are you the Reiki? Like, imagine receiving that text. And then I texted him. I was like, hey, like, I need to book an appointment. He didn't respond. And so I'm like, oh, that's so weird. Like, I need to check in. So I check in with him like 2 or 3 days later and I question mark it. And he's like, sorry, you have the wrong number. I said, oh, this isn't my Reiki healer? And he was like, no, LOL. And I'm like, dude, imagine getting a text being like, are you not my Reiki healer? But in Houston, like LA, that would be like more kosher. But I feel like this was a guy, and I feel like it was the most craziest thing he's ever heard in his life. I kind of love that. Anyway, so I'm looking for a new Reiki healer if anybody has one. I have another option, but yeah. Okay, you guys, I want to do like a London recap. I think I kind of did it on the last episode with Emily, but just to reiterate, I flew 20 fucking hours back and United lost my luggage. Now, it was fine. United was actually like the only helpful people out of the whole traveling back process. I had Noel, the Newark airport, thank you so much. And then we had Reese telling us the info about the baggage and whatnot, the Houston IAH airport. So shout out to United, thank you so much. They also refunded me my $40 for losing my luggage, and they dropped it off the next day, which was really nice. To be honest, I was like, you don't have to find the bag. Like, this is why, people love to travel with all their stuff. Like, I don't. I like traveling with stuff that like I would be, things that aren't expensive, things that aren't like heirlooms that I would feel sad if they got lost or pickpocketed, which by the way, Europe is in full swing of the pickpocketing. I guess they always are, but it's like summer vacation. I'm on that side of TikTok. But yeah, so anyways, London was amazing. Basically, I guess I was only there for 4 days, 4.5 days. I took a red eye Thursday, got in that Friday. It was my friend's birthday / going away party. She was moving back to Australia. Can I tell you guys, I want to tell you 2 stories, but can I tell you this story? So it's my friend Sarah. I've talked about her on the pod before. I don't think she listens, but whatever. She came to visit me, if you remember, last September in Austin, and we met another British guy at Zanzibar. It's the rooftop on the Marriott. And we were at the bar, and it was like it was like he's sitting open chair, someone's sitting open chair. So it was like we couldn't sit next to each other. So there was like another chair next to him that was empty. So I was like, hey, can you scoot over? And he was like, what? And I was like, sorry, can you just scoot over? Because I want to sit next to my friend. And he was like, oh, yeah, no problem. And I go, British? She's British. And I was like, well, she's Australian, but she lives in London. And he's like, oh, I'm from Manchester. I used to live in London. Now I live in Manchester, blah, blah, blah. They got to talking. That was when we went to that White Horse Saloon in Austin and did like a whole country theme. And they were like, oh my God, I would be here every day if I could. We met baby reindeer. I don't know if I ever told that story, but that was crazy. Like dead ass, we met baby reindeer. And it was like actually a really fun trip to Austin, kind of one of those like, tourists in your own city. But fast forward, so they get back to the UK, and Manchester is only like a 2-hour train ride. I say only, but like, come on, what's that in the grand scheme of things, So anyways, long story short, they started dating. They went on a couple dates. They ended up liking each other. They've been dating. And yeah, so literally I was so popular when I touched down, because they were like, everybody at the party was like, oh, you're the matchmaker. You're the matchmaker. Dream come true, I tell you. To be a matchmaker, oh my God, I have to tell you, I have wanted that my whole life, to set people up and like it to be real and like just amazing. And there is a lot of pressure, because if they end up, if the guy, because I'm mostly always going to take the girl's side, mostly always, if he ends up being a dick, then it's like, oh my God, like I've set my friend up with like a dick. But then, you can only introduce somebody. It's like up to them to see if, they really hit it off and have chemistry. But yeah, I mean, it was just so nice hanging out with him. They were showing, he was showing us around like Manchester and like we went shopping. He took me shopping because I needed like a white shirt. I mean, he didn't pay for it, but like he guided me there because I didn't know where the fuck I was going. And just like really good hostesses with the mostest. He did the dishes. And I have to say, like, I had an existential crisis when I was there because I was like, wow, like, oh my God, my friend's boyfriend is like being nice and fun. And like, I feel like I'm friends with him too. And like, oh my God, he's at her place cleaning up after himself and doing the dishes. He's cleaning up after her. He's making sure that she eats and like taking care of her and her friend and her roommate and taking her friend to, you know, the shops, circuit or Oxford Circus, and then, you know, has this whole thing planned out and like put sheets on the couch to make sure that I'm comfortable. And then like, I'm like, oh my God, that is just, I know the bar is in hell when I'm like, wow, he put a sheet on the couch for me. Like, I'm like, wow, he's okay. Also, I really loved that he was like always wondering where my friend was. He was like, always had eyes on her, on us too, in like the group, but like was always making sure of his body language that it like wasn't closed off, and he was like always next to her in not a possessive way, but like in a protective way. I really liked that. Like, I was like, wow, that's like nice. He is fine with her like going out with the friends and being a wing woman or like whatever. I mean, there was nothing to wing, but you know, I just thought that was cool to experience because I feel like, yeah, as I said, the bar's in hell. So basically, I'm a matchmaker. That will be a third and fourth business. So please call me if you would like to be set up. I'm really good at sussing out people and I have good energy. I guess I just can't do it for myself. So maybe if I keep putting the good energy out, it will come back to me. That's what I'm really hoping for. God, you guys, I have 23 voicemails, which may not sound like a lot, but like my voicemail says, do not leave me a voicemail. Text me for a quicker response. Why are you still leaving me a fucking voicemail? So annoying. I was going to tell you another story about, wait. I did want to say this. So the reason why it was 20 hours for me to fly back from London is because, so we went to like London for 2 days. We also went to a day festival, which I think I mentioned. We saw Fisher. It was so cool. It was like in Greenwich overlooking Canary Wharf. And it was just like amazing. I love that city so much. And then we also took a train ride to Manchester, as I said. So we spent like 2 days there. And then within those 2 days, I went to the Lakes District. And I had to say, these can't be the same lakes that Taylor Swift wrote about because I was unimpressed. But then I was told that I didn't go to the right side of the lakes. Like I didn't go all the way to the top. So that did make me feel better. And then I was also thinking on the way up that like, I was like, oh my God, sheep and oh my God, greenery. And like, yeah, I probably travel way less than Taylor Swift. Okay. But she's also a Sagittarius and like gets like very excited. And I have always said like the worst people are the ones that like don't get excited for you or celebrate you. And now people are going to be like, you took that from her because she has like a quote because she has said that, because I agree. But I'm just like, oh my God, like sheep and like greenery and like whatever. And I was just like, wow, I can't imagine like her saying that and like Joe Alwyn being like, oh my God, you're so right. Look how cute. He was probably so annoyed with her all the time. I never liked them together. I didn't know who that guy was. And I never, as soon as they came out dating, I was like, who? I was like, that's not the one. And I'm so surprised that they lasted so long. It had to be karmic because just like Paige and Craig, like there's no reason for you to have lasted so long. Like you can't tell me he has a personality. There's no way that guy's funny. She probably really connected with him on like a deep soul level, which I appreciate. But you know, I just really like her and Travis together, and I loved their podcast. I was just beaming from ear to ear on the whole thing. It is the most we've ever heard her talk, and it was just so cute, so amazing. And I love that for my close personal friend, Taylor Swift. She's found love in a hopeless place, and so will I. But yeah, I was thinking about that going to the lakes, that it was underwhelming. So anyways, so I flew from Manchester Airport, and I could have went back to Heathrow, but I guess maybe I bought my tickets in a panic or something. Because for whatever reason, on the way back, the flights kind of skyrocketed and I could not get a direct flight for like under $2,000 or like $1,500. And I was like, I'm not fucking paying that for economy. Like, hello? So anyways, I kind of did a weird situation, but I flew from Manchester to Reykjavik, Iceland, had a 2-hour layover. Then from Reykjavik, we went to Newark in New Jersey, and then I had to buy a whole other flight. I had to go through customs. That was so stressful. Oh my God, I caused such a scene on the plane because I was like, I gotta go. And I'm so sorry, but I'm so grateful for all of the very cool people who like let me pass, and they were just like, no, like let her go, and like trying to help me. Like it was very nice. TSA, no help. Airport workers, other than the 2 that I mentioned at United, no fucking help. Customs, no fucking help. Defund everybody. Anyways, I barely made it and I had to fucking run. Mind you, my legs, have I told you this before, guys? My legs and my plantar fasciitis are really fucking, like, it's mostly my calves that are tight. Like now, always, it's like my calves, like from wearing heels and stuff. And like, you know, you're like, do you stretch? I do stretch all the fucking time. But I think because I used to dance so much and like stretch every day for like 15 years, that like my legs are like hyper extended or hyper mobile or whatever. So like certain parts are like really overextended and then certain parts are like really, really, really fucking tight. So another shout out, not a paid ad. I have been going to Rehab HQ with Dr. Tran downtown, kind of near NRG. Amazing. You guys need to go. Meg is really amazing, who's been giving me the like gua sha sports massage almost. They do a lot of the Texan players or athletes in general. So I highly recommend. And if I had not gone to like twice, 2 weeks before I went to London, I would be in pain. But the reason why I bring this up is because I was walking so much in London, obviously, and my shoes were fine. Like everything is fine. My legs, hips, thighs, calves, feet are just really fucking tight. And so I'm trying to like book it to the fucking domestic gate, and they switched my gate all the way on the other side of the airport. Oh my God. It was so, and they were cramping. My legs were cramping and my feet so fucking bad. Like I had to stop and stretch and like not move. Like, I don't know if you guys have that issue, like, you know how painful it can be. I was sweating like a pig. My fucking backpack was so heavy. And anyways, but I made it, and it ended up being 20 hours just because of the time change and how long the flights were and everything like that. I did not end up getting home. And then I get off United. Mind you, I had a carry-on, but United made me check my bag. And we landed at like 11:30. I waited for my bag for a fucking hour. So now it's 12:30. I don't get home. I'm like, I look at my clock to when I'm getting in the shower is 1:05 a.m. I did not get home till 1:05. I was almost up for 24 hours. It's crazy. I'm a trooper. So then I'm like, I probably could do the flight to Australia. It's like 24 hours. I probably could fucking do it. Like, it's miserable, but it was a good test, I guess. So anyways, that was my London thing on that. Oh, it's been a million years. Okay, you guys, another thing that I kind of want to talk about, and this kind of goes back to Taylor Swift. Obviously, I thought about this like joke the other day, but like, you know, people are like, oh, she's autistic, she's a genius, like all this stuff. Like, she just reads. Like, you think she's so smart because she picks up a fucking book. And like, you know, she talked about her hobbies in the podcast with Travis, and it just made me, I'm somebody with a lot of hobbies, and it made me realize even more so. I think I've talked about this for like the last 2 years. It is so important to have hobbies, and have hobbies that you don't get paid for and that you do just solely for the fun, for yourself, to relax. Like, people don't have hobbies. They just work and come home or go out and drink and eat. Like, that's it. That's eating and drinking is not a hobby. You need to like pick up a craft, pick up like a new hobby. Like, I just think it makes you so much more of a well-rounded person and like so full when you have stuff like that, because like you guys are turning to ChatGPT for companionship. Like pick up a book, like go to a pottery class. Like, I don't know. It just really made me think of like, you know, how people don't have hobbies. And like, that was like a little rant that I wanted to go on, but the time had passed. Okay. Now let's get into some of the topics for today. I'm a little annoyed because I wanted to dissect Real Housewives of London. And guess what? Hey You is making me subscribe. And I thought I was going to get away with it because I had a VPN. I'm like, oh, it'll be like free. It's not fucking free. I don't give a fuck if it's $1.99 or $100.99. I don't want to pay. Real Housewives of London should be on Peacock, or should not be like a fucking subscription. Like, what the hell is that? Or it should be like on Bravo. Like, I don't understand why it's not on Bravo, let alone on Peacock. So that really pissed me off. And I'm trying to fight to not pay for Hey You because I really don't need another fucking subscription. But I also really want to watch Real Housewives of London, and I want to get it. I wanted to get a second season, and I wanted to get on Real fucking Bravo Network. I don't know why, or like Peacock at least. I just don't know why it's not on there. So, okay, next, like, I'm so pissed. Whatever. Okay, so now we're going to get into The Summer I Just Turned Pretty. Do you want to take it away first?
No, you can start.
I caught up. When does it come out? On Wednesdays?
Wednesdays.
Okay. So thank God. So now after this airs, we'll have season 8. But I caught up, and then I spent 4.5 hours on TikTok of watching The Summer I Turned Pretty edits and wanting just complete, like, masochistic, like, crying, like, oh my God, young love. Okay, here's my thoughts on it. Is everyone a dumb bitch? Yes. But then I thought about it, and I was like, what were you doing at 22? Like, Belly and Jeremiah are like 2021. And like when they met, they were like 17. So, or not when they met, but when the show started. So I will say, and this might be the minority, but I will say I think it's pretty realistic about the way that they're acting, the immaturity, Conrad not being able to express himself, Belly trying to be older than she is and like mature and like, oh, I deserve somebody better and blah, blah, blah. And like, sure, you do. Taylor is annoying as an annoying character. I always clock an annoying character, and I hate when people are like, oh, they'll grow on you. They never do. It actually might get worse. I don't think I like her voice. I don't like her acting choices. She sounds very like Kristen Cavallari and like Gen Z. Did I send you that thing of this girl being like me imitating Gen Z influencers? She's like, here's my phone. It's good.
Yeah, that's Taylor.
Here, literally. And she's like, whatever, Steve. I'm going over here. And I don't know. It's just, she's annoying. That's a side quest that we'll talk about. So, okay, those are my thoughts on that. I have more, obviously, but I want to hear your thoughts. This is Kathy speaking, for those of you who are unaware and watch the video. Thank God. Thank you.
I mean, overall take, I just hate Belly.
You do? I think she's a Cancer. Do you think she's a Cancer?
Probably.
People are saying Gemini, but I'm just getting Cancer vibes. Keep going.
No, in the beach scene, the beach scene made me crash out.
Because she was being so stupid?
Yeah.
But were you on the side of TikTok that I was on The Summer I Turned Pretty edits, where they insert the Audible version? Okay.
Yeah, because I read the books.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
now
and I reread
too.
them before like the show started airing again. No, the main thing is just Conrad was just sad. Like, he was going through a hard time, and then she just couldn't handle it. But she lets Jeremiah get away with his cheating.
No, I totally get it, but she obviously loves Conrad more.
No, yeah.
Like, so it's Khloe Kardashian. It's she held Lamar Odom to such a high standard, and Tristan Thompson, she was like, yeah, he cheated on me, but I'll have more kids with him. She doesn't care because she doesn't love him the same way. It's not the same depth. So I get it.
She doesn't put Jeremiah on a high pedestal like she does Conrad. So, like, that's why the cheating, she's, like, just letting it go.
And I think she's so, I mean, obviously this is not new news, but I think she's so internally conflicted that, and she has suppressed her emotions and her love for Conrad down so deeply that she is just going through the motions and has made her bed with Jeremiah and is riding it till the end.
Yeah.
Like, she's in it.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about anything because she doesn't want it to fail with either of them. And you know what? I'm also thinking she would rather be close to Conrad than not in the family at all.
Yeah.
You
How
know?
are you dancing at your bachelorette thinking of the brother?
Had a gummy, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love a moody, broody man. Not probably at this stage in my life. Like, now I'm like, okay, be moody and broody, but like, are you bringing home bacon? Like, what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it is, I will say, people are like, it's so annoying, like Conrad won't speak up for what he wants. But, and I'm not really, maybe I missed this too. He said he made some promise to Susanna to take care of Jeremiah, but what does that mean that you don't get to be with Belly? I don't get it.
Because he knows that Jeremiah likes Belly. So if
he's being a martyr.
Yeah, so like if he's supposed to take care of Jeremiah, but then he takes the girl that he likes, he's not taking care of him. Because he's actually making him worse.
He won't talk to him. But Jeremiah is stupid on his own. We'll get there.
Yeah, like
so, but so Conrad's being a martyr. Also, I can't believe that he just continued to say that he got fired from his doctor internship when it was the other bitch's fault that he took the fault for. That like really pissed me off too. I'm like, you don't even want to tell like your family, be like, oh, well, I kind of took the fault for this one girl and got caught up and blah, blah, blah. I guess that would be worse. I don't know. That was like annoying to me. Because he didn't even do it. He didn't even fuck up. It was the other intern.
No, I think he did. Like, he was, like, holding them. And then he, like, puts it down. And I think he put, like, the sticker on the wrong one.
I thought she did it. And he covered for her because they were talking about how the teacher was so, or the teacher, the doctor, resident, whatever the fuck, was so, like, such a hard ass. And that she was really scared. And she, like, had a lot more writing on it or something like that. And then he felt obligated to say, oh, that was me. Maybe I am wrong.
No, I think that was one of the conspiracies before the episode after it came out. But I think he did mess up because he was like too busy thinking about Steven. Let me confirm.
Okay, you do that. But so Conrad's a martyr. I personally think he's an Aquarius. I know that's probably a little unpopular. I think he could be like a Scorpio rising, but I think he's so aloof and so like, you know, on his own island that I think it's like so much more like aloof than a Scorpio. But then it would make sense if Belly's a Gemini. I don't know, whatever. Sorry, I went down a astrology rabbit hole too.
It basically says it leans more towards Conrad being distracted, but some people do think it's because Agnes messed it up.
I think Agnes messed it up. That stupid bitch ruined my man's life. And then it's like, it's so annoying because it's like you have your choice between a doctor and a financial guy. So whatever. Okay, so he just decides to be like a martyr all summer and, you know, again, has a hobby, fixes the house, you know, scenes from The Notebook. I'm loving it. The beach scene did also piss me off. Like, I really thought that she was going to be like, yeah, I did fuck up, especially because she said what she said to Taylor in the bathroom. And I thought she had like an awakening. Okay, I am with everybody else and I'm going to be pissed if she chooses herself and walks down the aisle to know.
Yeah, I saw that because her, like, Lola Tongue keeps saying, oh, I'm Team Belly. And then someone's like, if this turns into some women's advocacy, like, thing, like, they're like, we're going to not watch anymore.
Not into it. We need fantasy right now, okay? We need fantasy, Jenny Han. God, she's amazing, too. Like,
I don't think it'll end up her choosing herself because, like, all the other Jenny Han stuff, like, they end up as a couple. Like, it's not really, like, a choose yourself.
But I think it's weird that she's in a... Maybe Jeremiah leaves her at the altar.
Did you see the theories like, oh, Jeremiah's gonna end up with Redbird?
Yes. Well, I was gonna bring that up to you because when they were coming out of before she sees Conrad, when they were coming around the corner and Redbird is fixing his pants, and then Jeremiah is like fixing his mouth or whatever. So I didn't even hear the cheating twice part. I guess I missed that. Whatever. We gotta move on.
During the bar when they're like bringing it up, and that's when like Conrad like overhears it.
Oh, but he said twice? Because I know...
No, Belly asked Jeremiah, and Jeremiah straight up was like, yeah, it was twice.
Before. Yeah. Oh, okay, but we just assumed that it was twice with the girl, Lacey.
Yeah.
Or whatever her name was. And then... Yeah. Not Lacey.
No. Lacey Barone?
Yeah, was it her?
I think so.
And then, but people are also speculating Redbird.
But then...
I don't remember Redbird being there. This is the first time we're seeing him, right?
No, he was in an episode before. Like, only this season, though. He wasn't
okay.
No, but at the bar during the Bachelorette, Redbird was saying how Jeremiah locked him out of the room. So it had to have been Lacey both times. Because he was like, yeah, Jeremiah locked us out of the room. Like, I slept on the floor. Like, outside.
Wow, you did a lot of recon. Oh, yes, I remember that. Because then he was bragging, and then that's when Conrad heard.
Honestly, if I was Conrad, because you know how Jeremiah was throwing up in the restroom, and then Conrad, like, ran after him? I was like, just put his head in the toilet and flush it.
No, literally, like... And Jeremiah doesn't give a fuck about you, Conrad. He's just like, that's my family. You hear that? Valley's gonna be my family.
I'm going to take care of her. And he was like looking at him.
Yeah, because I think he knows that obviously you can't deny that chemistry.
Yeah.
I really fucking hope that they get together, because if they don't, then like, what is the point of living? I need a fantasy. You know what I mean? I don't need like, and in my head, they're gonna be living happily ever after. Same as Big and Carrie. We didn't need him just like that for him to die. In my head, they were fucking living happily ever after, watching their black and whites on Fridays. You know what I mean? I didn't need to see him die and then her trying to fucking get laid like at 60. Okay? Like, I'll get to that in a second.
How do you feel about Denise and Steven?
First of all, Steven is so hot. Steven is so fucking hot. I don't like his hair in the post filming when they're doing product. Same with Conrad. Yeah. I'm not loving that.
He looks like moppy hair.
A moppy. Dude, Steven is so cute. Like, the actor is so cute. Like, his little freckles and like I'm loving his hair. I'm loving his hair. Like, the little cute, like, I think he was in my dream last night. I don't love it. I don't like him and Denise. But you know, Denise and Taylor are similar, and I didn't really like Steven and Taylor either.
I like Denise more than I like Taylor.
That's what everybody's saying. Do you think they have more in common?
I think I just like the way they banter. Like, it feels more natural. And then
I don't think anything about Taylor feels natural. Like, as an actor, Rain Spencer, I'm so sorry. And I don't know if she's a Nepo baby, but it's terrible acting. The mom, too. Taylor and Lucinda, fucking terrible.
I think
I'll get to that.
Taylor's acting matches how her character is supposed to be.
In the book?
Yeah, because she's, like, snobby, annoying in the book, too. So I think she's portraying the Taylor correctly. And that, I mean, I guess she's doing a good job because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because she's very, like, brain rot terms, like, aggressive, like, teenager. And I think they did a good job of that.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Good thing you read. Because, I haven't gotten to Taylor's part yet in the book. I just started. I'm on the intro. But then, yes, they have done. Yeah, because I'm not interested. I do think Taylor is a great friend.
Yeah, no, she's really ride or die.
She is ride or die. I think she's a great friend. Again, you know, people were, like, getting on her for saying, like, this, you know, in the bathroom where she's, like, where Belly is like, oh, I've only ever pictured Conrad. Like, they were like, this is where you know, they compared it to Meredith Grey and Sandra Oh, Christina.
Yeah.
Saying, like, oh, if you wanted to run away, like, I'll cancel everything and, like, run away. She's fucking 21. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, like they don't have like that many skills at that age. Like you can only do so much. Like now if it happens again and her friend at 27 or 35 says that, then she knows to like, oh, this is where I fucking call everything off and we're booking a trip to Ireland. You know what I mean? Like but yeah, I don't know why people are being so hard on her, because she is a ride or die and I think she's a great friend. Okay, I was kind of waiting for the shoe to drop when she confronted Denise, but she ended up being like actually really nice to her.
Yeah.
Do you think she's pregnant, Taylor? People are saying she's pregnant.
I don't think so.
Was she pregnant in the books?
No one was pregnant.
People are saying because in the cover that she's covering her stomach, and also at the bridal shower and at the bachelorette she wasn't drinking, but she took the gummy.
Yeah,
I guess unless she lied, but then how would the audience know that?
Yeah.
Like,
so.
Jeremiah, what a twat. What a twat. He's so douchey, which again, I think the casting is perfect. I think they all genuinely play their characters probably similarly to who they are. And I have been seeing interviews with that Gavin, which is Jeremiah, and Conrad, and they are very much like their characters.
Oh.
Have you not seen? Yeah, like they were asked the same question, and like whatever you think Jeremiah's answer would be was the exact answer of Gavin. It was just like, oh, I think it was like for Cosmo or Page Six or something like that. You know how they do the little, or Vogue, the little interviews. They were like, oh, like, what would you do if, I don't know. I forgot the question, but but Gavin was like, that would never happen to me because blah, 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 blah. It's just very peacocky, very douchey that.
He's married.
So is he married or is he engaged?
No, he's married.
Okay. Well, and then there was controversy that nobody from the cast came, or at least Lola and Kristen didn't come. And then they were like, but I get it. Like, they're like, well, we're not close. But then I get it. Like, would you invite your coworkers? But then is there a reason why you're not close? Because like, you're so douchey. It is weird that he's married.
Yeah.
Because again, you're so young and you're an actor. That has always fascinated me about celebrities. They love to get married and they love to be in relationships. And they have the most at stake to lose. And the general public is still figuring it out at 45. They're thinking about settling down. I don't get it. I love that for them. But I'm just, I wonder if it's because they're all artists and they all get caught up in that like romanticism. But or it's more so like you're on your path and like you finally are dating people who like align with you. I don't know. But I have always been fascinated at Taylor Swift's revolving door of guys of who, I mean, there's so many other guys that have been married like 4 times. Oh my God. Why? It's like flat, like so many flashes before my eyes. And now I can't think of a single one.
Austin Butler.
And they've been in really long relationships.
Yeah. Didn't he just break up with
Kaya Gerber?
Yeah.
And who was the fucking guy that has been married like 4 times? I mean, there's many of them, but it's just crazy to me, which I love. I mean, I'm team marriage, but I just think it's so interesting that you would think it would be the opposite, that celebrities are like, no, fuck marriage, fuck relationships,
like
fuck
stingy.
partnerships. Yes, and then the general public is like ride or die for marriage and partnership, but it's just that proves to you too, I think, that like it is about men feeling like they can provide ultimately, and like, you know, it's always that thing where like men settle down when they feel like they are good in their careers and they have money. Whatever.
Okay, but Jeremiah, don't like him.
Oh, sorry, I got on a tangent. You know who I'm happy is not on the fucking show?
Who?
Sky.
Oh yeah.
What
she was such a random character to add in.
That was the worst. Like, I almost threw up. Like, what is that? That almost made season 2 miserable as fuck. It actually kind of did.
Yeah.
Like, it was terrible acting, terrible character. Terrible. Like, like, give a fucking Razzie Award. Like, fucking terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
No, yeah, bad.
I'm so sorry. Terrible. What else about Jeremiah? So he's getting upset because
over
people
a
are
cake.
in his comment. Oh, that too. But the real sorry, really quick. Gavin is getting upset because people in his comments are like, you twat. Like, I just keep saying
because
twat,
of the
like,
character.
Yeah. And he's just like, no. But then, like, whatever he says is very Jeremiah coded. So people are like, no, you're him. You're him. The cake was crazy.
Yeah. And he's like throwing a fit like, that's the one thing I wanted. But I was wondering what the one thing Belly wanted was. And I feel like it was to have it at the house.
She loves that house.
Yeah, and then he took it away from her.
So
and then does she really get anything?
No, she's not even getting the fucking man that she wants.
Exactly. She can't even get her wedding at a house.
I have to tell you, I literally started crying when Laurel showed up to her bridal shower.
All because of Conrad. Everything's because of Conrad.
As someone with no parents, that like really choked me up.
Yeah, no, it was cute. And then that one scene.
He's so Chuck Bass coded, which is also annoying to be like, every time you forget your Blair Waldorf, remember that like.
Someone was comparing how her, like the wedding scene would be like how Blair was getting married to that prince. And then Chuck is like, comes by and everyone looks over. And they're like, that's going to happen. And like Conrad's going to come through the little walkway and Belly's going to look over and like run off.
I hope so. I hope she like doesn't get married and then it like ends with it, but not on a cliffhanger, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't choose yourself. I hope it ends with them getting together. Like I really need that.
I think this is the last season though, because the
series is the last season. We only have 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
God, Jenny Han better fucking make it right. She's gonna have some goddamn hate mail.
Yeah. No, and then you know how. Because she didn't go to Paris. And then he was like...
Oh, my God. Another bitch not going to Paris because of a stupid man.
And then his response is like, oh, yeah, I really didn't want you to go. But then he goes away for an internship. I mean, it's not, like, far, but still, like, he's not busy in town.
And she's only going for a couple of weeks. I also got really pissed that Taylor didn't go to New York. I feel so bad for Taylor. Like, I like her. I think you're right. I mean, not Rain. I mean, I like Rain Spencer, like, whatever. But, like, I think you're right. I think when she is being annoying and, like, I don't care, like, that really irritates me. But, like, when you see, and I obviously know it's such a front and she has more depth than that. Mm-hmm. And when you see her mom really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, people like that who have kids, jail. Like, you are parentifying your child. You made her give up you didn't make her, but you kind of did. You know, give up her internship. She paid your debt. She cleaned the basement. You were off, you know, fucking worried about Scott, who opened credit in your name and took out a bunch of loans. And it's like your daughter, who is just graduated, you know, is trying to figure out her life, and you're stunting. Sorry, that really like triggered me. Like, it's making me about to tear up because like I feel so bad for Taylor. Mm-hmm. And I hope that she eventually gets to live for herself, because I feel like she's always going to be one of those that always constantly has to take care of her mom and clean up her mom's mess. It reminds me a lot of the Biermans, or Zolciak Biermans, whatever, Ariana and Brielle. They have to constantly clean up after Kim. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't know.
I don't know.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. They know. So yeah, it just makes me like really sad for her, and I do hope that she's a great maid of honor. Yeah. She planned the bridal shower amazingly. Yeah, I don't know. Jeremiah has head up his own ass. He's just like, oh, I'm that, like, your dad doesn't fucking want you. All you care about. Oh, that's what it was. In the interview, in the like real life interview, they were like, who's like your favorite character on Summer I Turned Pretty or something like that. He's like, I have to say Adam, blah, blah, blah. His fucking dad in the show.
Yeah.
What? So in real life, he's trying to get, you know, a dad's approval. So anyways, I'm hoping we have a fucking happy ending, because Jenny Han, we need it. We need a happy ending. Okay, anything else before we move on?
No.
We're both Team Conrad, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was never Team Jeremiah.
Never. I'm not against Belly, but I just think she's caught between three things. I think she's caught between two loves and then herself, So, yeah, but I do hope she doesn't choose herself. We don't need that right now. The Menendez brothers are denied parole. I don't know how I feel about that. People are like, well, they should be out because it was only targeted for their families or their parents, and they're not a harm to society. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of indifferent about it. It's not really my place. I guess if a jury and a judge find them to be, suitable to be out on parole, then good for them. And if they don't, well, you made your bed and you have to lay in it. So I don't know. But that is the wrap up that we were looking for, because a couple months ago they filed like a couple of appeals or whatever. So everything is denied. Kevin Federline announces new memoir, You Thought You Knew, out October 21st. This book is extremely intimate and transparent, K-Fed says in a statement. I always really loved him and Britney Spears together. It was just two people from the same park, I think that was like her one true love, to be honest. Sam Asghari, although I guess I'm not like mad at him either, but he played the long game. Although he is being respectful, I'm sure he has an NDA, ironclad NDA, but at least he's not talking bad about her. He's very media trained. If anybody has listened to any interviews of him, he says a whole lot of nothing, which is good for him. But yeah, so I don't know that I'll be reading K-Fed's book. I'm sure there will be a lot of, blurbs that come out of the juicy stuff, much like Britney Spears' book, that I didn't need to read the rest of it. It was kind of stupid. So yeah. Another rant. Here we go. I'm going to try to make this quick, but this is something very important. And just like that finale that we didn't know was a finale, that thank God ended our misery of watching, happened a couple weeks ago. Thank God, good riddance. I cannot stand that show. They have ruined the franchise. It makes me honestly want to open up a lawsuit and get my fucking class action going for making us watch this travesty of a show. It is so bad. I posted the other day saying, okay, because the last show was, the season finale was them at Thanksgiving, which is so random. And Mia is still pregnant. Brady's baby mama, who is Ben Stiller's daughter, still pregnant. When is Thanksgiving? End of November. When did Mia say that she was going to give birth? Libra season. You've missed two. We've missed Libra, we've missed Scorpio, and now we're in Sag season, which is Thanksgiving. And you're telling me that you're still like, and she's heavily pregnant. Like, she didn't just get pregnant. I don't even know what the fuck a double Libra is. We're all trying to fit a square into a round hole. And she's out here saying, well, I wanted to get rid of it, but then I knew it was going to be a double Libra. You don't know that it's going to be a double Libra until it's born and or on the due date, and you know the time that it's born with the moon or the rising. A double anything means, sun and then moon, or sun and rising. For instance, I'm a double Sag. I have a Sagittarius sun and a Sagittarius rising. So I think all of us having the discourse online about what the fuck a double Libra is really just bad writing, because ultimately she's still pregnant, and that makes no sense. You would never refer to somebody as like you're dating a Libra and you're a Libra and you're like, yeah, I know, double Libra. You would never do that. You would never do that. And that like really irritated me as an astrology girly. That like really irritated me. None of the episodes even feel like they go together. It's written by AI. It's written by other writers that they're just like, oh, everybody take a paragraph and we're just going to piece it together. What was the point of Herbert's running for comptroller? What was that about? And he lost? Like, what was the point of that? And then the Ozempic comment, and then him having like a weird weight issue, or like weight, freaking out over gaining 1 pound, and then LTW saying like, oh, just get on Ozempic like everybody else. Like, what is that? I still stand by Charlotte and LTW should have had a spinoff because they were the most dynamic characters. I just don't understand what they're thinking. And then the pies, and then Carrie is like, oh, we go to this pie shop. First of all, wasn't that lady her realtor or something like that? Like, I don't remember that lady, or like kind of do. And then she like orders like 16 pies, like not individual, like small pies, like huge pies. And then, the lady is like, oh, like Carrie's, we're closed for pies, but Carrie's been ordering pies every year, like during COVID and everything, and kept me in business. But then Carrie doesn't know how many pies to fucking get. If she's been doing this every year and she brings them to Thanksgiving, why doesn't she know how many pies to get? Also, what was up with the guy from the Titanic doing there? Was Charlotte trying to hook him and Carrie up on Thanksgiving? Like, because he just kept popping up, and then Carrie was like, oh, that creepy guy is here. And it's like, what's going on there? Was that supposed to be like a subtle, like, you should date my friend? And then Mia with her weird friends, and Epcot, who was God knows what, taking a shit and saying clogged it. And then the gay Cinderella voguing. It's just, it's a fucking travesty. It's like, it's appalling. It's insulting that you would have us watch something like that. And then Mia saying, I don't eat turkey. I only eat seaweed and carrots. And then Brady being a people pleaser, going around town trying to figure out fucking seaweed and carrots on Thanksgiving when everything is closed. And she's like, well, that's on you for not asking. I really think, like, I fucking hate that Gen Z voice. Like, I don't, the Gen Z stare, the fucking lights on, no one's home. They're not, like, the thing is, cover your ears, Kathy. I'm not talking to you. But, like, it's just, like, the whole world is saying it. And I don't know that the whole world has been saying that, like, every generation is stupid, much like this one. And, like, again, we're using ChatGPT as friends and getting married to them and figuring, like, it's weird. It's weird. It's fucking weird. And I just think, yeah, the technology is, don't get me started on that, because then that's going to go in a deep, dark spiral. But like the technology, the iPad kid, the brain rot is really, really, really bad for your brain. They say like looking at screens is like the same as doing a bunch of cocaine and eating cheese. That's why cheese is so addicting as well. It's like the same as, like, it has the same effect on your brain as cocaine. Do your research on that one, but I believe that is the case. Yeah, just I could go on and on, but like truly terrible show. I want to get better. So like going forward now that, and just like that is over, unfortunately, but I want to get better at like doing like mini recaps and like mini recaps and like taking notes to like give you guys really good recaps on like the Gilded Age, the McBee Dynasty, and just like that, although RIP, or like any other like, or the Summer I Turned Pretty, like any other like really, really, really good shows that I'm watching. So hopefully for next week, for episode 8 for the Summer I Turned Pretty, I will take like detailed notes and like scenes and tell you kind of how I'm feeling about that, and just kind of format better that way. But I couldn't believe, and just like that, it was terrible. So sorry to go on and on about that. I did watch The Biggest Loser doc. I never watched it in real time. I was never a Biggest Loser fan. Now, I did watch Bob Harper on Traitors. I didn't realize that was all he did, was a personal Hollywood trainer, and was on The Biggest Loser. Like, I know that was, I think, on his title, but I didn't realize, like, I could have sworn he was on Queer Eye. Like, and if he's not, let's get him on Queer Eye. Like, I just cannot see Bob Harper as a trainer. That's crazy. But the doc, maybe because I can't relate. I mean, yeah, we lived it. People yelling, Jillian Michaels. It's so funny because, like, I have not heard her name in so long. And I tell you, she was the most famous person ever. Like, I would always, like, what, she was on like Hydroxycut commercials and like, you know, all of these like health and wellness and like Dr. Oz and like whatever. I mean, they were really famous trainers, and she did always have a great body, but I don't know. I never watched The Biggest Loser. But what is crazy and what is sad is that this one guy, Danny, lost. So he was 4 something and he got down to 191. He lost over 200 pounds in 6 months. Like, that's insane to lose that much weight in 6 months. And it does make sense. I mean, they're working out for minimum 6 hours, you know, a week. The minimum of 6 hours a day. And it doesn't make sense if you're a, you know, working professional, like once you leave the show or you win and or you leave, you know, the aftercare and, you know, keeping up that lifestyle, eating only 800 calories a day, like that's just, it's not possible. And like working out that much is just, it's just not that possible. And I did ask, you know, or it was my thought, I didn't ask because I'm not on the documentary, but I did have a thought that like, you know, why don't they all just get on Ozempic or something like that? But they put in a clip of Julia Michaels saying, well, it's more than that. Like, you know, it can cause a lot of issues. And then, you know, if they are not maintaining their weight or they're not working out and eating correctly, like once you get off, you're just going to gain the weight back and then some, which is true. And I think that's why people say like, you know, when they get off Ozempic that they're like, oh, it didn't work or whatever. But it's because people are not changing their lifestyle. They're continuing as is. They just aren't hungry, but they're not working out and they're not eating healthier or making better choices. So therefore they're like gaining weight more, which reminds me I need to work out. But yeah, I mean, that does make sense. And also, you know, for when you like really need it like that, there are like different side effects. I'm choosing the ignorance is bliss route because I have enough anxiety going on. I'm actually down 11 pounds, if you can believe it. Yesterday was the first day that I actually felt skinny, that my fucking clothes fit, that like I'm seeing, like, thank God, it's just like jumping my metabolism or whatever it is. I really what it is, I'm not fucking eating. I'm starving myself, to be honest. And when I do eat, it is really nibbles here and there. So I'm trying to really do like protein only or like vegetables for snacks. So, yeah. But anyways, that was it on that. And then the last thing is Amanda Knox came out with another show and a follow-up interview. And I asked before I watched it, you know, do we really need another Amanda Knox show? And we do. The answer is yes, we do. She's producing it as well as Monica Lewinsky. They have teamed up to produce this show, and it's through Amanda's point of view. And I think it goes a lot based off her book, which I do want to read. She never did it. I think the Italian police had a target on her back. They were like, we need to pin this on someone and let's do the dumb American and, you know, who's a little over sexualized and pretty and making out with her boyfriend and whatnot. And I understand, like, Amanda was like shutting down coming from an avoidant place. Like, no, we don't know. Like, and she didn't understand the language. So she said, you know, she heard a foot and she was like, oh, like somebody was like kicking down the door or something like that. She didn't realize that that the roommate said like there was a like foot, like a bloody foot or something like that. But anyway, so that, and then they also, the Italian police like made her give a statement in Italian, not in her native language and not with a translator. And so they twisted her words a lot and, you know, different phrases. She said that she would see the bar owner, Patrick, you know, see you later. And she's like, so you did have plans to meet up? She's like, no, that means like, bye. Like, okay, see you another time. And they were trying to say, no, you had plans to meet up with him. I feel bad for her and I feel bad for Patrick because the Italian police basically, you know, forced her to say Patrick's name. And yeah, I mean, she literally wasn't there. She was at her boyfriend's house. So I don't know how she could have done it. I thought, you know, when I was younger and like before we had all the information, before, I don't know, my brain fully developed or whatever, that like she had some say in orchestrating it, but she really didn't. Like, I just think they needed a scapegoat and she ended up being the perfect match. And really sad because there was 3 victims really, if you count Patrick and this in this story. Obviously Meredith, very sad. I mean, she was butchered. It was terrible. You have Amanda, and then you have Patrick as well. So very sad, but I'm glad that she's, used her voice a lot in her platform to bring a lot of reform and do a lot of stuff with the justice system. She's teaming up with Monica Lewinsky, who is not same, but different, kind of similar situation in terms of just being taken advantage of and painted this picture that, wasn't you. So that was all I have for you guys today. If you're loving the show, please rate 5 stars anywhere you get podcasts. If you want to be a guest on the show, please go to the link in the bio, fill out our guest form. Please subscribe on YouTube. Follow us at coffee.meets.vodka on Instagram and TikTok. Buy your hats, buy your merch, coffeemeetsvodkapod.com, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.